If you're living under a rock and you guys have not heard of the Pokemon Sword and Shield news, is obviously confirmed that there is no Mega Evolutions and no Z moves, and there's a very limited, not very, but pretty much you won't get all the Pokemons you want in Sword and Shield. Now, obviously, a lot of people are upset, and fair enough to be upset. Today we'll be talking about why this is happening and what will we see obviously updates. Now, firstly, according to Cerebi, Omari and Masuda have confirmed that there is no current decision to bring the existing Pokemon that can't be in the Sword and Shield games into the games with patches because the problem is they have to push it out because everything's scheduled. TCG is scheduled to be released as well as the animes. Well, obviously they have to get this game out in November. Obviously that doesn't mean that they won't ever bring them back. I feel like they won't exclude all these Pokemons forever. So, and they were working on so many different functions in the game, making it more open world as everyone wanted, and bringing more life into the game. So here is the actual answers from usgamer.net. Masuda asks, can you walk me through why the decision was made and why you think it's important to have limitations to the Pokebank and only Pokemons from the Galar region dex will be accessible? Now there are a couple different, and Masuda responds, the producer, there are a couple of different parts to the thinking behind it, but really the biggest reason for it is just the sheer number of Pokemon. We already have well over 800 Pokemon species, and now they're on Nintendo Switch. We're creating it with much high fidelity, with high quality animations, but even more with that, but even more than that, it's coming down to the battle system. We're making sure we can keep everything balanced and give all the Pokemon that appear in the games a chance to shine. The problem with that is you do not make all the Pokemons available to shine because you keep adding more Pokemons. You're not really balancing them. The thing is that I'm gonna show you what Pokemons are already accessible. There's also more to his talk, but I want to explain this part right here. This is what pissed me off because he wants other Pokemons to be shined. Okay, Jellicent will not be shined because there's way better options out there for what this thing has. That's why you made Pokemon has like you can use any Pokemon you want, right? But you want to choose the absolute best. No one's gonna choose a Flareon. Flareon is never gonna be praised as a good Pokemon ever because its stats are just awful and it's just not good. All right. If you want Flareon to be good, you're gonna have to set like a tier list, which Smogon has for you. I mean, they don't. They obviously Pokemon does not endorse Smogon, but there is a tier list out there for competitive battle. Like, gives more shine to undeserving Pokemons that obviously have bad stats, but people might like them, so they might be able to use them in a lower skill or lower power bracket. You won't use Flareon in Ubers, but you might use it in RU or PU, right? So that is balancing. Cutting off Pokemons is not balancing it because there's still monster Pokemons in your Pokedex. Tyranitar will be constantly used in VGC because of its sheer power and also its weather effects. Obviously, this thing is broken, and I don't understand why would you even speak of balancing when you say Dynamaxing. Dynamaxing is the most overpowered thing. You could hit him with a Z move and you get boosted stats. It's like why would you Dynamax like a Vaporeon over a Tyranitar, over a Flygon, over a Hydreigon? Why would you wouldn't Dynamax a Vigavolt? Vigavolt won't be in VGC. Incredibly stupid how this answer, like, people are like, oh my god, praise Masuda. Competitive battling is now balanced. No, it is not. It's not even fucking close to balancing. All you're doing is just cutting off some Pokemons randomly without actually balancing anything. That's not balance. That's stupid. People are saying, oh great, I get to use more of the Pokemons I don't get to see. You're gonna use the same standard shit. No one's gonna run something unique like a Garbodor Explosion normal gem. No one's gonna run that. Alright? That's not practical. People are gonna use Mimikyu Trick Room, people are gonna use Rain, people are gonna use Sand. Same thing. Nothing's gonna change. Obviously, not correlating to what you're saying over here that it gives more balance. And then going back to it, we knew at some point we weren't going to be able to indefinitely keep supporting all of the Pokemon. And we just found out Sword and Shield would probably be a good point to go back and reevaluate what would be the best selection of Pokemon that appeal to the widest audience while keeping into consideration the balance of the battle system. Oh no, dude. Dude, I will I am getting upset because this is the first time I'm reading it, by the way. Oh my god. Listen here. Okay, so this is VGC 2017. Trainers at the Pokemon Video Game World Championships were prohibited from using Megastones, mythical Pokemon, some legendary Pokemon, and Pokemon not found in the Alolan region Pokedex. Okay, you see that, right? Okay, let me look at the teams. Let me show you the teams. So nothing outside of the regional decks, right? And no megas and no mythical and some legendaries, which are really dumb rule sets. How come some legendaries are allowed and not others? So they just obviously want people to use, you know, the new Pokemons. Tapu spam with Prankster and Celesteela Wall. Next one, Tapu Ultra Beast. There's no parity. It's just the same shit, same cores. Tapu spam, Tapu Koko spam mostly, but dual Tapu spams. Like, it's the same Pokemons. There's no balancing. If you're gonna balance it correctly, limit. This is how you balance shit. Okay, if you're looking at all these terrain Pokemons, limit it to terrains, not limit it to terrains. Lower the terrain turns. Make it 3 turns. Make it 2 turns. Make other Pokemon's stats higher. How is limiting the Pokedex doing anything? They're still using the exact same garbage from like the previous year. This is 2018 where everything is allowed besides some, except mythicals and the most powerful legendaries. Again, very weird wording. Barely any parity. It's just intimidate spams. Oh, nice parity. Look at this. Intimidate spam with primal Groudons. Same thing over here. People are going to use the best things and they're not going to differ from one another. That's the only thing. I'm going to my final rant. I think Nintendo gotta drop the gimmicks. The Dynamaxing, I don't like. Sure, you could have this one, but I think they gotta learn really cash grabbing at the whole gimmick thing. It seems like for a long time now, gimmicks is used like since Gen 6, gimmicks is just like a whole thing about Pokemon. Like in Gen 5, there's a gimmick where you DNA splice the legendaries together, but that wasn't like a prominent thing. That only happened to like a few Pokemons. Well, Kyurem only, and then you could change forms with the Lanners and Thundurus, but it wasn't like a big thing in your face. This thing shakes up balance and competitive in the first place. So like, you're getting Dynamax Pseudo Legendaries or the strongest Pokemon you have in your party. You're not getting Dynamax a Pikachu or a Raichu. It's to say it's for balance. No, it's just because you ran out of time. I'm not mad that you ran out of time. It's obviously a hard work, and but I do blame you for running out of time for implementing this random ass, just off the wall gimmick. Like, you don't need this gimmick. You could just have the raid battles, right? You could just have like places where you join together to fight raid battles. I think that's a great idea. What I don't like is that you could fight other trainers with it in competitive battles. It just seems like, how is that balanced? Well, you could talk about balance in one article, but also shows off all the buffs of Dynamaxing, which is obnoxious. I'm not just saying this to hate, because I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon for the longest time, but loving Pokemon doesn't mean I'm completely oblivious to the wrongdoings that they chose to do. Obviously, it's their company. You could do what they want, but I'm a consumer. I can criticize what I'm buying. It's just, do you really need to bring this Dynamax thing? It is the company's fault for creating all these Pokemons in the first place, and now they want to step back and say, whoa, this is so much work, we can't add them in right now, but we can add in this new feature where it's mega evolutions, where it's giant raid battles. Okay, why can't you add in that through like a patch or through like the next game, like a third game? I still think it's gonna be a great game. I just think this aspect of it is really obnoxious. You will enjoy competitive battling, both VGC and Smogon, and just to limit the Pokemons I can use to have fun. How is that helping anyone? I think Game Freak, especially all the producers and the decision makers, really dropped the ball on this situation. I really hope the game turned out well. It looks great. Just this aspect is wrong. And yeah, thank you for watching all the way to the end, though. A bit of abrupt ending, I know, but I'm still upset about basketball. And hope you guys all enjoyed all the way to the end. My name's been Alpha, and I hope you guys all had a great day.